Alright guys, we're going to check out this Axios Ironclad. So a little bit of backstory, I guess. So the team over at Axios, which is actually the same people that run Zelos, this is another brand that they're working on and will be on Kickstarter in the future. I'll talk about that in a second. But they talked to Bruce, got this watch over to Bruce for him to video, and then they asked Bruce, or they asked Bruce to send it to me, or if he would. So I of course took a look at the picture that was sent over, and I'm like, yeah, heck yeah, I want to see that, and I want to share that with you guys. So here it is. So that's how it got here. I get people ask me all the time, about being paid to do these. I don't get paid to do these. These watches get sent to me, I video them, and then they get sent on. So there's that. So you don't need to ask me on that. This is just me checking out all these watches and sharing them with you guys. So, and this one is pretty killer. This is definitely, I don't care what your thoughts on any particular brand are, but when you put together the specs that like this watch has, and then the price point that they're going to have, this is like that bar that is hard to achieve for a lot of places, about the dollar for value, and this one definitely achieves this. So let's just get that right out of the way. The pre-order on this thing when it launches on Kickstarter is only $399. And for the most of you guys that are watching this, you already recognize what we have here. You have a sub-style case. It's going to have the similar sizes. I'll cover that in a second. You have the ceramic bezel. You have a double-domed sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating on the bottom side. You're going to have insane lume because it's the C3X1 lume, which if you haven't had a chance to check that lume out in person, it is awesome. I'll try to capture it in video, but in person it's pretty amazing, like better than Seiko lume. So, and you don't have that lume tax that my buddy McMahon was just talking about. You have a signed crown. You have a Swiss SW200 movement in it. So like all the boxes are checked here, guys, for the most part, in an insane price. So the size of the watch is a 40 millimeter case. The lug to lug is 46 millimeter. The thickness, including the double dome sapphire, is about 14 mil. 20 millimeter lug width. You almost have kind of maxi lugs here. And the bracelet tapers down to about 18 mil. And you have a milled out clasp, double pushers, 6 micro adjust, fold over clasp, laser engraved there, or maybe actually engraved. It's actually pretty decently engraved. Nice polished chamfers on it, really good brushing. Pretty well sorted, guys. Should have nice screw links here. The bracelet's actually plenty thick. 120 click bezel, and it feels and sounds amazing. Like legit sorted. This is a really good bezel action. You have a interesting handset. It's a little bit different than what we normally see. It's not quite a sword. I guess it'd be kind of a sword, but maybe dual lume. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't checked the lume. We'll experience that together. But you can see it has like 3 different lume running parallel on the hand. I'm assuming that's different lume. So it should give it a nice effect. You have a color-matched date wheel. That is awesome. You have nicely applied indices and a very simple but effective applied logo there. The axiom A and then whatever is triangle and arch. I'm not really sure what's going on there. They claim a 500 meter water resist. So it's going to have a screw down crown. You have a pretty crazy case back there. Deeply engraved, but it's soft in the center as far as there's no sharp points, so I think it's going to wear good on the wrist. Solid end links, fitted tightly to the case, like no wobble. And you get pretty good fold over here. It doesn't fold flat right away, but it does it pretty quick. So let's give you a wrist shot of this guy. I even like this green with a little bit of red accent. So on my 7 1/4 inch wrist, the 40, with 46 lug to lug, it's actually got a decent amount of heft to it as well. Like for a 40 mil watch, Like this thing, you feel it on wrist. It's definitely a little bit heavier than, say, I can't think of any other 40 mil type watches like this, but name a brand or whatever. This one feels like it's just slightly heavier, which is kind of nice. I know it doesn't really matter, but it kind of gives it a little bit more of a quality feel. Feels like a little more tough, if you will. Really nice screw down crown here. Should have a decent pop. Yep, it's even audible. You're going to get a nice clean wind on that first position. And then you can do your date change. And of course you can hack and then adjust your time. I'm not sure what other colorways are going to have on this one, but this green one looks really good. So I would definitely be interested in this green. I do not have a green dive watch. That's not a big deal for most people, but it's definitely a really good looking watch. So August 20th is their scheduled Kickstarter release date. I'm not sure what their goal is going to be or anything like that. I'll put a link in the description if and when I have it. All I can do is link their Axios Ironclad website right now, which there's not, I mean, there's information on there, basically what we just talked about, but there's not like a whole lot of more information on there than that, other than, you know, the price and specs and everything like that. So as more information comes out, we'll definitely share that with you, but this is a pretty good offering at $399. So let's close out with that LUME shot. Yeah. C3X1 LUME is no joke, guys. Like this is, it's so funny because like I know we were all drawn to the Seikos for their killer LUME, and I mean, for example, I mean, here's my SBBN tuna next to it. I mean, the tuna is still a little bit brighter, but I mean, it is like right there with it. I mean, it would easily be like with a Monster. I would say maybe even brighter than a Monster, but. And it holds, it lasts a long time. So if you're into LUME, find good application of C3X1, and this one has it. I think this would be a killer watch. I got no complaints with it, guys. Let me know what you think.